propaganda. And so to say,
okay, I want to share this video that I found earlier.
Give you your flowers, continue doing everything that you're doing. We're on your side, bro. I appreciate that. Just for you guys to understand it, humanity. The very first time I was ever given some medication was actually related to an incident with paparazzi in front of the airport, where I wrestled down the same paparazzi that just been following with me. And then they sent me an anger management class. I don't want to sign those right now, bro. I'm not going to sign them right now. Alright, so they sent me this anger management class, and then the guy just gave me some medication. Just like, yo, take this. I had never taken medication my entire life. And one doctor said it started like this slope or something. And, the interesting thing, they saw the heart potentially. People are looking over. The media has run all these stories smearing me for saying, hey, I can't be anti-Semitic, I'm a Semite. Because I am. Because that's who we are. Black people we don't have a flag. Our history's been stolen from us. You go to the African American Museum, it starts in slavery. It doesn't start before then. They don't talk about emancipation. They don't talk about us being here before. So I want to read this text out to you again, right? Because people need to not forget this. So when I put up the tweet, I was going back and forth with Harvey, saying, "Hey, I'm angry. I'm angry at how these Jewish business people have done, and so many of my friends. Are they going to talk quiet? Yeah. Excuse me, disculpe, estamos en video, por favor. Gracias. Thank you. Is he still talking? Let me. So, and to this date, right? Y'all done seen everything be proven. I got kicked out of the banks. Ari Emanuel asked all these businesses to stop doing business with me. Now, yeah, I was in negotiation with Adidas because that was my issue. They were getting lawyers to sign over my IP, different things without me being aware of it, like people signing on my behalf. And this is part of the problems I had with Adidas. So now the world has got to see how Adidas was as a partner. The fact that they would attempt to steal my designs. That's happened a lot in history, right? But now y'all get to see it in real life. And that's the difference. Let's read this Harley text out loud when he was threatening me, forcing me to apologize, about the frustration. And no one ever said, okay, this is what you're doing. Even the fact that TMZ is going to say Kanye West, right? And my name is legally gay now. It's always some form of disrespect. No matter if you're the richest black man or what happens. What's up, bro? You part of this?
Solo, es ballet.
This what?
Es ballet. Es look right now. Ponte un poquito atrás.
Por favor, gracias.
Gracias.
Just go over there, man. We don't disagree. It's just that he was a part of the whole making noise over there. Yeah. Alright, so let me read these Harley kids. This is how he was dressed. This is a trainer, but come to find out, he's actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer. So this shows you the kind of handlers that are around the superstars in California, right? So it says, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play play date with the kids just won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and like apologize, right? But even though they ended the deals, and you know, Farrakhan said, "Hey, you know, did he really ever have it?" Let me explain to Farrakhan what that meant. I mean, my contract for Adidas was for 4 more years. My royalty was $500 million a year. That's what I meant when I said the $2 billion was lost in a day. Because of the negotiation with Adidas, I wanted to negotiate something where it's like, okay, you guys, you'll take the Yeezy, but we still get the royalties. And people saw it's like when we dealt with George Floyd, different things, I'm the one put the money up. You know what I'm saying? I put $2 million. I always support it in every one of these situations. So you think about if Harley was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people you think are surrounding my kids? What kind of people you think are in that house right now? My kids go to Sierra Canyon. It's a Jewish school that doesn't teach Christianity, teach Christian kids. At Christmas time, they're teaching Kwanzaa to black kids. They say, "Hey, this is your Christmas. This is all indoctrination. This is all mind control." You gotta understand, like I don't believe I'm putting myself at risk because I think God uses me for a time like this. He put me in this situation and had y'all follow me from George Bush Don't Care to Beyonce Had the Best Video to now. For some reason, y'all are interested. 2 Chainz said, "YSL belt buckle." Well, y'all niggas shoulders looking like y'all are interested for some reason, and they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication, and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Mm-hmm. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015. But every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. Mm-hmm. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
I told you on my other video.
They can't scare you. They can't control you. They can't. They try to suppress you. But
I told y'all he wasn't on no medication.
They can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. Mm-hmm. They can control Charles Barkley. Mm-hmm. They can control LeBron James. Mm-hmm. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce. Mm-hmm. I know you, man. But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. It's up. No, you. You know what I'm saying? And just for Minister Farrakhan, I love you, but the way you read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are. I ain't taking no slice from nobody. Right? I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mama.
The gods.
My mama was sacrificed. Me too. You understand? Yeah. Appreciate Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You're out in Hollywood. A lot of people come up missing.
Ain't never lied.
Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control,
Trump.
traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had the right net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me. That's the more important thing in life. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all meat meals, y'all puppies, y'all little boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right?
Bam!
I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But
See,
that means I can say whatever I want.
I just said that.
Go to jail.
I said that in my video.
They did figure out a way. I'm still not backing down from what I said. It's Jewish people that did bad business.
See?
I'm Semite, so I can't be anti-Semitic. They stole our history from us. They stole who we are.
See?
And it's up.
See?
In Jesus' name. Amen. Y'all have a good night.
Now, I just saw this video literally earlier today. I just saw this video. I told y'all I don't know this man. I do not know. I promise you, I don't listen to rap. I don't know Cardi B. I don't know Ye. I don't know Sean Carter. I don't know these people. I'm 55. I don't know who these people are. I have never listened to rap. Y'all don't have to believe me. But I'm telling you, people who know who I am, from my 20s and my 30s to my 40s and 50s, I don't know rap. I don't know rappers. I don't know who they are. And I don't know who he is except for just hearing his name. And I just found out from this video that his name is Ye, because I've been calling him Kanye West, or his name is Ye. I'm probably still saying it wrong. So I've heard the name. They're not complete strangers, because the name, I have been making videos about what he's saying. If you go back and you look at my videos, my videos predate what he is saying. I'm telling you, I have been saying this before he said it. I've been saying it before he said it. And so, what am I saying? I'm telling you that the Holocaust was real. But if you bring up the Holocaust, the Jews will scream and holler at the top of their lungs that you are anti-Semitic. What am I saying about Trump? I used to say Trump was a Democrat before he was a Republican, but he has to be racist because his daddy told him he has to be racist. He likes black women. He has a couple of biracial kids. Some are black and Hispanic, and some are Hispanic and whatever Trump is. I think he's German. So listen, even with, because I made a video that I was making fun, and I said, when the cameras is out, Trump considers like blacks for Trumps. He's a whole different person when the cameras is off, and that's why black people are saying blacks for Trump. But he's not gonna do anything to help you get any money, because he's got to bring who over here, the Germans and the Russians, because them goddamn places about to fall in the ocean and they need a place to live. So you white people that are supporting Trump, he's going to take your land. He can't take where we live, because who is we? The poor people in America. And it doesn't matter if you're black or if you're Jew or if you're Asian or if you're Hispanic, because where we live, who got this land where we live? The Jewish people. They got all these apartments. It don't matter who manages the goddamn apartments. These all owned by the Jewish people. They're not giving up. And so that was the deal when the forefathers came over here, and they passed it down generation to generation to generation. Now do y'all understand what I'm saying? So listening to my black ass don't make a difference. Now Kanye done found out he hit the ceiling and he wanted more money. He hit the ceiling, right? And I just said on my other video, it struck me strange that they tried to go after him like that with such venom, because who is he? I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy, but I never heard anything about Kanye West that was sinister. So when he did the interview with Chris Cuomo, and he said, I had a dream. Now, he got a nerd in me, right? It's the same thing when I saw the video, and the video and the thing on TV, and they said the list. He got a nerd in me. Is that the same list with Nancy Pelosi and they killed the judge? I'm like, ding, 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 ding. And I'm back of my little nerdy mind. And I did the video, and everybody said, "What list? What list? What list?" Right? So, and then it's the same thing with the video with when they did. There was another video, and here go the nerd in me. Like, wait a minute, it's a fact back in there, somewhere in the back of my mind. Same thing with this guy when he did the interview with Cuomo, and I'm watching the Cuomo, and I'm like, who is this guy? And back then I was calling him Kanye West because I didn't know about the Ye or the Ye. And so he said something, and I'm watching it and I'm half listening, and I'm like, what is this noise they making about this man? What going on? Isn't he married to the Kardashian lady? So I'm sitting there and I'm watching Cuomo, and they show Kanye, and he's sitting in a van, something like this, and he says, Hitler and the Jews. And when I wake up, I had a dream and I was sleeping and I'm a little tired. And when I wake up, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on you. And I'm like, he shouldn't say that. What do you mean? But I'm like, oh, okay. He didn't mean he was going to kill anybody. And I'm like, that's a weird thing to say. But why is he talking about the Holocaust and the Jews? Because right away, my little nerdy mind, I don't think nobody else picked up on it, but my little nerd mind went all the way back to, see, back in my day, you had to take social studies, which taught you about the government and spending and, the economy. And you also had to take something called history. And history taught you about the Holocaust and the Jews and what really happened and how the Jews tried to sneak and steal the German government and the Bible. I don't think y'all know what that is. I'm not going to go into it. But the Jews and the Bible and Germany. And Stalin found out about how the Jews were going to try to take the government and install a capitalist society. So Hitler and Stalin devised a plan and installed a snitch. They found out about the Jews' plan. They marked everybody, captured them, put them in, and The rest is, I'm not going to go into it because it's gruesome. But they marked everybody because this way they knew with permanent ink, so that they wouldn't change their appearance and pretend the Jews wouldn't pretend to be German. And that's why they marked them, because they could change their hair and you wouldn't know who was German from who was Jewish. Okay, the sickness, and they did a lot of stuff, but they made us study it. They made us study it or you couldn't pass and graduate and go to high school. You would have to take it over again. So I love reading these things, like I love to read the Bible, and they did the same thing. See, people think that the Jews killed Jesus. They didn't. The Spaniards, the Romans murdered Jesus, but it was the Jews who they ratted Jesus out. I'm not gonna, it's a different thing. Read your goddamn history. So anyway, that didn't work. They made a deal with our government, and they came here and they installed a capitalist system. They didn't want a capitalist system in Germany. They wanted oh God, I can't think the system they got in Germany and German. The same thing they got in a communist system in Germany, and a communist system in Russia. But Jews wanted a capitalist system. And that's what they got here. We call this our system here because in America, we didn't want a capitalist system. What we wanted was a republic under a democracy. And that's why I'm getting into the historical. And in England, they had a monarchy. So, all right, I'm not going to get into it, but listen, the Jews made a deal with our American government, and so they never let the Jews take over the government, but now we have lobbyists and so on and so forth. Kanye read a book somewhere, and so on and so forth. So they tried to destroy him, but Kanye is so big. He doesn't have a criminal history. He doesn't have he's not in debt to anybody. And even after they took all of his money, in my video, I said he still had 40 million left. But no, he had 40 million in cash. But his net worth, after they took all they could take from him, according to this video, he still has $400 million left. They can't touch him. They can't, I called him Kanye again. Ye or yay. The Kardashians couldn't touch him. The Armenians couldn't touch him. He could say what he want. So, and like he said, if he had been taking medication, they would have put anything they want in his medication and kill him. All right, so let me not make this video too long because it's 21 minutes and it's like the same thing with Donald Trump. See, the people didn't like Donald Trump because Donald Trump is doing what Daddy Warbucks want. Daddy Warbucks is German. And he's carrying on what Stalin want. And so I made a video, and in the video, I was saying that Donald Trump has to do what his father wants him to do. So he's going to carry it out, but the Republican Party understand. Why is Donald Trump just released today a statement that's saying that he used his government to steal an election for Scott and DeSantis? Here go my nerdy mind again. That makes absolutely no sense to release a video admitting a crime when you've got the government already looking at you. Something don't sound right. Like that. Why would you do that? I'm telling you, there is something in the works in the back of that. Because so let me just end with this. There is a reason why the black race, because all of the other races weren't as oppressed as the black race. We were targeted. When the Jews came to here, they received reparation and they rebuilt their race. They made a deal with the government and they came up with the scheme. But we were specifically targeted, and sometimes people don't understand why. And the reason that the white man targeted us when they made the deal with the Jews to keep us oppressed, people, come on. It happened. We got to get our reparations, and we got to move on. You can't keep us oppressed. If you took a race of people from a country and you did to that race of people what you did to our race, we should have been annihilated. Right? What the fuck did we do? We built 5 communities. Listen, they brought us over here. We couldn't speak their language. They separated us so that we couldn't even communicate with each other. if we didn't learn your language, mastered your language, we didn't know how to add, right? Not only did we learn your language, we surpassed you motherfuckers. Learn how to do trigonometry. We taught you guys how to do that. We outmastered you in everything. Y'all raped us. Y'all beat us. Y'all whipped us. We taught y'all how to learn. They said Edison created this. Do you know that Edison did not create electricity? They gave Edison credit for it. There's something inside the light bulb. There's a mechanism inside the light bulb that a black man created. We are the creators of electricity. Did y'all know that? We had 5 towns that we had train stations, vast farmlands. We created, but the potato was created by a black man. Did y'all know this? No, because it was oppressed. They took our language. We created a new language. We had different dialects. See, we surpassed them in everything we did, and they took it from us. We have patents for clothes. We have patents for the spaceships. That shit is ours. We created mathematics that you motherfuckers don't even know about because the government took it and said it was theirs. Y'all didn't know this, did you? It's white slave owners did this. Then they took our lands and they took planes and they bombed all 5 of our towns. Now they only give us credit for having 2 towns. But there were, and Juneteenth is what they call it. Not too long. Because this government owes everybody in this country, not just black people. They owe us that one-time reparations, but then all of us collectively so that we can keep our country. And that asylum bullshit that they made, no more asylum. Asylum needs to be shut down for 10 years. I'm sorry what happened to other people in their countries, but you know what? You need to fix your country. There's enough people in line right now on the asylum list, but we have people that are homeless, that are Americans that need a place to live. We cannot house another foreigner before we make sure that everybody in America has a place to live. Let's take care of home first, people. I just want to make sure before I go. The slave owners were afraid of the superiority of the people that they enslaved back then. And that is why originally they oppressed the slaves, because no matter what they did, they couldn't kill our spirit. It was a baby factory by them. And so they imprisoned us. They kept us down. They gave us criminal records. They kept us in the prison system. And they did this with the cooperation of the Jews. So those rules that were made, those laws that were made, the Jews wrote that shit. They worked in conjunction with the Jews. And I don't mean regular Jewish people. I meant the 1 and 2% rich people. That was the government who did that. And in exchange, they that 1 and 2% rich, those rich people, those rich Jewish people, they owned the business industry, the music industry, the car industry, the bank industry, the churches, all of that. They own all of that then, and they own it right now. Okay? So the Harvey Weinsteins and his brother and all of them, they pass it down generation to generation to generation. The Robbie, the what is it, Starbucks or whatever his name is, they pass those businesses down. They changed the name. And the problem with Donald Trump and his family fits in is them letting okay, let me stop. Okay, but that's why the government goes from family to family to family to family. They even have the election rigged. Okay, so have a nice day. more videos, but let's stick together, people. Let's get our money from these people.